If she becomes a hero, she's gonna have merch that will really sell if she actually is touching it and whatnot. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of 2B Hero X. We come back as we normally do with the notes and a board, so let's go ahead and look at that board first thing. Where we have the board changelog, where I connected Shang Chao to Shang Di. I connected Dahu to Shang Chao with a red line. Sorry, blanked out for a second. I connected Jia to Rock with a white line, which I probably should have done before. I added Lucky Cyan, since they've been formally introduced. I mean, they've been mentioned before. I marked Erhu and Dahu as dead, connected them with a red line to Rock, and then I marked Old Isol as dead, although I doubt it. I'm just being formal because they kind of said it out loud. I don't believe it. So then, on to notes. No one shall walk away from this until this matter is settled. Shang Di, regarding his son's funeral, the reveal at the end that Rock was the mastermind behind everything and is an active participant in the Hero Commission really goes to lay out the rivalry that will have to come to a head when we return back to the present. The tournament arc thing. I mean, I have no real read on Shang Di, as he's had few appearances so far, but I would assume as a matter of a few years would not assuage the desire for a resolution. I mean, there is the matter that his son's actual killer is actually dead, but I don't know that he would know that, and Rock is ultimately to blame, so we'll see. I can imagine Yang Cheng is going through some sort of realization when it comes to old Isol, regardless of it's fair or true, that it's now been his experience that while Isol was a hero, he was absent when he was needed. Which is to say, he saved him as a kid, sure, but he was late to save his parents. Now he's been absent for a week when his friend was killed. I'm not saying this as myself, but what I can imagine might be going on in Yang Chen's head, motivating him for whatever he's about to do this episode. It's interesting that Isol initially refuses the challenge. Of course, I mean old Isol. I think I have a habit of calling him Isol and the other one Yang Chen instead of old Isol, new Isol. Anyway, specifically from the perspective of the trust value system, he may not be in the top 10 anymore, but I'd have to imagine he still has a ton of supporters, and I'd imagine those supporters would want him to defeat the new Isol. Enough that his numbers would go up by 20% anyways. So, his ability to say no and walk away would seem to me to indicate some ability to resist the pull of the trust value system. It's either that, or the system only restricts you in matters of physicality. Lin Ling was prevented from leaving a location when his followers demanded that he not leave. I would think the trust value system might prevent old Isol from walking away from his agent until he accepted, but maybe I'm making things more complex than they really are. Regardless of the fact we know Yang Cheng goes on to kill Moon in the present, I kind of feel like he might be the villain now. I get that he was initially heroic when he saved Pompello? I think it was his name. Sorry, it's not off the top of my head. And he used what he had on hand, the Isol outfit, and his training as an actor to be Isol. But essentially what he did was identity theft, character assassination, and then actively went out of his way to take on an established hero that had saved a lot of people over the last 34 years, including himself, and just publicly fought him. In that context, these are not the actions of a hero. If I dressed up as Superman, saved someone, started getting Superman's powers, then accused Superman of killing someone, and then beat the shit out of him, I would be the villain in that story. It is a great parallel to be having the Lucky Cyan concert happening at the same time the Isol fight is. It shows Yang Cheng's different aspirations on either side, how he initially wanted to ask Jia out and pursue that path, and then his desire to be a hero and prevent what happened to him from happening to others. If Rock hadn't manipulated him as he did, he could easily be in either position, but as we see him become who he's chosen to focus on being, we see the path not traveled vanish. Well, Rock is doing sort of what I called for in the previous episode, using the media to influence the followers in order to make the trust system do what you want it to. He's just doing it in the most manipulative way possible, which wasn't what I was suggesting before, mind you. Still, it's a brilliant move, and I'm surprised that Spotlight hasn't been doing it. Unless Rock turns out to be a member of Spotlight. And my final notes, and Yang Sheng has no questions about why Rock went from selling his store equipment to pay for the media campaign to help him win, to suddenly dressing like a super wealthy elite as he joins you at Heroes Tower. And I'll admit I could not remember the name of the place all the top heroes live, so I'm just calling it Heroes Tower, and if that happens to be right, then bully me. Anyway, those were the notes. That was the board. Nothing left to do but to hop on in and see what we get this time.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Wow, this looks like a job for Superman. That looked like a job for Superman. I don't know what the A stands for. Oh shit, what did it say? 15 years? Hero something commission, right? So, reporter sneaking into the scene of a horrible accident. Yeah, that sounds like somebody, right? Well, that's fucking luck, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's probably not. I imagine a child wouldn't be on a plane alone. Like, that can happen, but I imagine it's not the case. Which would mean that, likely an orphan now. But you have to think, is the subject of this episode going to be the guy who snuck in to the rescue or recovery or whatever team that was? Or is it going to be the kid? Because I'm thinking that we're getting this in segments. Something I recently brought up with the lessons before was the element of the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai storytelling method, which was like, every 3 episodes was a different problem focus. So is our thing here going to be, we're going to be introduced to a character like every 3 to 4 episodes, and these are going to be our focus characters in the coming tournament? Because I can only think that's the only reason why we got informed of how long it's going to be until the tournament happens, was to prepare us for the episode arcs that we're in right now. But that would have me worried that I don't know how many episodes there are in this. Because that could just tell me that the first season is going to be, here's the characters, season 2, tournament. Oh, it's her. Oh, good thing I added her to the board then. Oh, Lucky Cyan, and I just inadvertently called her Lucky. That's funny. Well, to be fair, if they're playing goalie, then that's completely valid.
小孩们的事让小孩们自己解决，你也别太操心了。
嚯，做了院长，讲话果然更有威严了。
你就别埋汰我了，刘大记者。
打住打住，10年没见，再互相吹捧，老脸都不知道往哪儿搁了。
可是你先起的头啊。
好了，说回正题吧。这个孩子，我想拜托给你。
Okay, I was worried this was like a church or an orphanage.
是孤儿。我查了查， 他的亲人都在那场空难中丧生了。
As I said,
说的是之前那场空难，竟然还有幸存者，为什么没人报道？
因为他是被我第一时间发现，并且偷偷救出来的。
oh, so there were more than okay.
为什么？
那场灾难的背后有太多被埋藏的丑闻，所以我怕他会成为下一个牺牲品。
I was thinking she was the only survivor, in which case her power might be friggin' luck, which would be the ultimate power, by the way.
疯了还是傻了？让你报道空难，谁让你对英雄体系指手画脚？
但为什么没有一个人去援救那架飞机？
Oh, I thought that said timely death, not timely depth.
他们也需要正确的引导。质疑所带来的信赖值波动，你觉得会让这个世界变得更好，还是更糟？
This isn't the guy that's going to become Enlightener, is it? Or Enlighter. For some reason, I keep wanting to be called Enlightener, not Enlighter.
直到死都想不到自己竟然会被放弃。
啊？你在说什么？谁放弃谁？我最后重申一遍，这就是场意外，意外，意外。好了，还有比这更值得人们关心的东西需要你去报道。我已经和美食旅游那边说好了，会暂调你过去，调整一下状态，再看后续怎么安排。
不必了，我辞职。
I mean, it's always the ultimate card to play, isn't it? The only word I got from that was honest.
干嘛呢？喂，说你呢！喂，彻查空难，接受恐惧，还世界一个真相。
Accept fear? The fuck is... Accept fear is not a great thing to be shouting. Especially if you want people on your side. That guy is walking down the stairs like he took a shit in his pants.
空难不是天灾，是人祸，是因为英雄分裂和雄伟的争斗导致的。
我问的是第二句，什么是接受恐惧？
Yeah.
你知道微光实验室吗？
当然知道。走，我们换个地方聊。刘真。
Also completely possible that two heroes fighting could cause the thing to come playing out of the sky. I can buy that.
看你魂不守舍的样子，看来事情比我想的还要复杂。
之后我也有些自己的打算，所以说这个孩子想来想去，还是交到你这里比较放心。
谢谢你的信任，能帮扶这些孩子成长，本来就是我开办福利院的初心。
No, it is an orphanage. I thought he was just a rich guy and he was adopting kids.
哎，刚说好的，你怎么又来劲了？
啊，好，好，好，好，那我们再试一次。这次糖果藏在哪只手啊？
哇，这次还能猜对，就连续10把中了。
Maybe she really does have luck power.
快猜呀，猜呀，猜呀！在这里。
See, now I really want to see her wrist and see if, one, well, we know kids have trust value, two, if she inherently has luck power, or if she has trust value from something.
也不知道这算幸运还是不幸。
啊，对了，他叫什么名字？
就叫青吧，青色的青。
Okay, so is Lucky her nickname? Or did you give her the last name Lucky as some sort of, like, play on bastards?
我也想要。小青在哪呢？小青，帮我再抽一张！帮帮忙啊，小青！帮我抽！帮我抽！
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
都欺负小青是不是？都走开！
don't know if there's a lottery around here, but I'm expecting one of these adults to take her out to get lottery tickets.
小青，跟我一起来画画好不好？你看，我们要在这张图上画点东西，你可以把它想象成藏宝图，然后仔细想想哪个地方会有宝藏，
Same thing.
就可以在
Same
哪个地
fucking
方打
thing.
个叉。小青别紧张，凭你的直觉画下去就行，凭直觉哟。
It's a giant map, though. She just crossed the X over a giant area.
换了房子，风水马上就不一样了。我们两口子睡眠都变好了。你看我这皮肤是不是年轻了许多？
你是说让小青帮你选了个搬家的住址，然后
Oh, okay. So you just moved to a neighborhood. That makes more sense.
挽救了我们原本颓废的婚姻。
小青，来，这个送给你吃。你看，我还在蛋糕的巧克力上印了3个大哥哥。
I mean, at least you're getting a
哪个比较
cake.
顺眼就可以吃到哪个。放心吧，照片都是用可食用色素做的，选一个尝尝吧。哎，你们听说了吗？阿健突然就不干了，说
I mean, I'm fine.
还以为是个小职员。
Is that the same last name as a kid? Anyway, I'm fine with the transactional nature of it. It's a kid, though. I'm not sure about that.
下定决心前，特地找小青帮忙看了看。看来小青真是个不幸。
Second from the left looks like a main character from another anime.
你帮我选下哪只股票好？哎，小青，小青，我儿子拿到了3所大学的录取通知书，你感觉哪家更适合他呀？
乖孙子，来让小青姐姐摸摸你的脑袋，以后
I think the only real danger here of being lucky and just picking like random is not understanding any of it. It's hard that she's going from being pulled all over the place to becoming an idol.
就1分钟时间，你抓紧啊！哎呦，您就是福星转世小青大人呐！我家老伴儿得了重病，还请您帮他渡过难关，早日康复。这点心意，请您好了，收到了，收到了。小青啊，赵主任这可是在做好事。俗话说做好事不留名，所以你今天看到的、听到的。
I don't know, the element that you're taking advantage of her, but you won't let other people who have like life or death shit going on.
刚刚那个是我的亲戚，她丈夫生了病，说什么都想见一见小青。之前是她硬要给我的，我准备。
So why'd you shut the money in her face?
福利院在哪？
Money in her face. You shut the door in her face. You took her money and then shut the door in her face.
福利院里但凡再有人骚扰你、利用你，都可以直接跟我说，听到了吗？
So 10 years before the commission, and 10 years, no, 20 years after commission. Well, that's ominous. Better she's wearing it backwards.
这款护身符是他开过光的，带在身边好运常在哦。
太谢谢了，这个多少钱啊？
祝福当然是送的，不收费。
没想到有一天能用这种方式。
If she becomes a hero, she's gonna have merch that will really sell if she like actually is touching it and whatnot.
春季球队选拔，我一定能行。
你看他们一个个发自内心的笑容，都是因为从我们这里获得了希望。谢谢你，小青，谢谢你为大家所带来的一切。
你少赖出来！刚才你说的3局2胜的，除了就轮到我当国王。不对，是我，你慢点儿。
No clue what they're playing.
不玩就不玩。
Don't know what game involves being king. King of the hill, maybe? They're running around. I'm surprised at the presence of mind to like bow their heads or something. I'm used to kids in these shows being little shits.
但我们同样也在经历着英雄们的纷争，甚至经历过纷争所带来的灾难。虽然联合会启用了各种手段来管理和约
走。
因为塑造英雄的是每一个活生生的人，而人们的意志本就无法被定义，只有给予正确的引导，才能。
I was gonna say, is that our guy after his parents were killed and Diesel saved him?
我相信我自己拥有制定规则的能力，我也相信我能用这份力量登顶。
Which would be ironic then, about wanting to take her to a Lucky Cyan concert.
要改变世界的大姐姐。
无序只能给世界带来混沌，而我将立志成为一个能给世界带来秩序的英雄。
Definitely the female version of Maximilian Pegasus.
毕业典礼
Less so now, but when it was the sideways hair.
但不管怎么说，你现在已经成为了众星捧月的焦点。
要想成为英雄排名第一的 X， 被当作焦点，以后只会是家常便饭。
虽然我们从小对你要求严格，你也从没让我们失望，但适当的时候，你还是不要太过锋芒毕露。好了，言归正传，我跟米基已经说好了，先和 DOS 签预备约，等你到了18岁，
爸，
我们
18岁并不是开始，我要在那年进入英雄排名前10。
上一届排位赛的冠军英雄情侣。
I don't know why he didn't just take in Cyan himself. I guess technically that'd just be kidnapping. Hey, they're in the opening.
哎，才发现你为什么穿的那么奇怪？
奇怪，这是唱祝福圣歌时必须的穿着呀。
哦，原来你就是那个被大家背地里称为圣女的大仙。
对哦，好像从来没见过你。你是新来的吗？
我刚被其他地区的福利院踢过来。顺便再跟你说一个小秘密，我可是大名鼎鼎的灾星。
Okay, so he's not who I thought.
你怎么能同意把他接收到我们院呢？他可是出了名的扫把星。
Okay, so the lucky girl and the bad luck kid. Why not? Good combo.
失火的失火，倒闭的倒闭。
Sounds like its own anime, in
把
fact.
福利院给淹了的。院长，您听到我说的没有啊？
赵主任，要是怕麻烦，我干嘛还要开福利院？
I mean, keep them together. They might just become two
我已
normal
经成为很
kids.
多人心中神圣的希望。你要牢记，用造福于人的善意，公平对待每一个孩子。去吧，把这些资料都拿走。
We've seen how they treated the lucky kid. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna treat the unlucky kid like shit. They're not great
你怎
people.
么又失料？我就不信邪了，没一个游戏玩得过你。
那我们再换一个试试。
话说，你到底为什么会这么幸运？
这个我也不知道。
对了，
You know, always rolling sixes in a board game isn't always lucky.
我听从前
So the
别人
luck
说
would have to have the context of the
如果手腕上
game.
数字越多，就代表你的某个能力会越强。哇，好多位数！
Well, there we go. That's what I was asking for earlier.
这些数字从哪来的？告诉我，告诉我。
我也不知道，从小就有。
You think it had something to do with what was happening on the plane?
虽然只有2位数，但说明我也有着某方面特殊的能力。
We've seen people with zero, so your unluck doesn't come from that.
可能男女有别吧。等我长大了，我会让数字变多，这样我就能成为英雄了。
我也听院长这样跟我说过。
Maybe he's like Jinx from DC, who can use their unluck on other people.
很多人希望，但我不懂，为什么一定要是我？我并不想当什么英雄，我想能有朋友一起玩，能穿想穿的衣服，能每天开开心心。
小青，你的发色太活泼
I
了。
mean, to be fair, if you just don't tell anyone else about your luck and get away from this situation, you can live a happy life on your own.
再来一遍。
Apparently you do, unless
小青从今
the
往后
concert was a
将
trick.
成为我们福利院神圣的象征。
我想做一个能犯错的普通人。
跟我走。
去哪儿？
用它。 用它来打破你幸运的魔咒。把眼睛闭上。
I don't know about that. 15 years after commission, and now 11 years after that.
今天怎么迟到了？
抱歉，准备新歌有点紧张。
So we're about 11 years away from the present right now?
今天还准备了新歌。
Sorry, I'm just thinking it's going to turn into that South Park Butters situation where everyone in the audience is going to get killed in an accident. Since they've introduced the mask, it might not be her under there. No, there's the hair. Sorry, I'm just always looking for a subversion. Just expecting something bad to happen. Oh, this is the introduction to how she becomes an idol. Not a bad song. I'm enjoying this so far. It's just her voice. Same thing I was saying in last episode. It's surprisingly deep for how old she's. I apologize. I'm going to have to talk over some parts of this because obviously this is going to get copyrighted, I'm sure. Also, I recognize it's in English, but they should still have subtitled it. Oh, screw you. I mean, you've been extremely nice, so I feel bad saying screw you, but let her express herself. What happened to the guy who said you gotta treat all kids with love or whatever you said? Something bad's about to happen to him.
把眼睛闭上，然后慢慢转身。现在你的面前有一个红点，如果你真的这么灵，那么就一定能射中它。3、2、1。
And I would not even walk in roller skates, let alone jump off a thing. Is that 4-leaf clover? The kid with bad luck had a marble with a 4-leaf clover in it?
你看吧，幸运有时候也不一定就是完美的。
I don't know. Still seems like good luck to me. She wanted to be close together and have friends, and she hit a thing that got her close together and have friends. Oh, of course he would have a high trust value, wouldn't he? She's the embodiment of luck. I don't think you can beat her. Like, I think you're going to attack her and trip, and break your nose or some shit. Like, although Bad Luck Boy is probably going to get killed in the attack. We know she goes on to be a idol or just singer or whatever at some point, so she clearly gets away from here. That's the one element of seeing the future from a different character's perspective, is that we kind of know how things are going to wind up. Although, again, they can still twist it. Not assassin. Like, I'm calling him assassin because he appeared out of nowhere and killed Moon. That guy wouldn't have guessed his backstory by what we got. That's how. Sorry, I just realized that's how we're doing it. We got Lin Ling, we got him to a point, and then we encountered a guy who affected his story, and then we went backwards to that guy's backstory, and then we went all the way to the front with that, and then we saw her during that. However, it didn't affect him, and now we're going back to her. Eventually, I guess we're going to hit a year of commission. I don't know who that would be, though, because even Isol started 2 years after the commission. But yeah, if I'm right, then I don't remember if I saw it right or not, but I think the first one was 15 years after commission was with a crash, and then it was 5 years after that, which actually puts us at 20 AC, which is when Yang Chen's parents are gunned down, which is, I guess, fitting for why I thought that was going to be Yang Chen. And if it is still, then I don't know. I'm not good at identifying faces at the best of times, let alone when their age changed. And then 6 years after that would be 36 AC, which is 2 years after Firm Man saves the girl that would become Wolf Girl. So, sorry, what did I say? 6 years after that. 15 plus 5 goes to 20, plus 6 goes 26. So, sorry, my math is way off. I'm going to hold off on doing math until I'm doing the rewatch. I am way stupider when I'm live, and obviously I'm way smarter when I'm given all the time available to rehash everything. I'm enjoying this one so far. I mean, I'm so far, as if I anticipate not enjoying it later. I'm just thinking, whose story do I enjoy the most so far? Lin Ling, advertising agent, become, what was he, number 7? I don't remember. One of the top 10 heroes. Yang Sheng, who destroys an actual established hero and becomes them, and then it becomes a guy who kills Moon. Don't think it's going to be him. My problem is that everyone else in Yang Cheng's story is very... Sorry, I just don't know what the word I'm looking for here. It's not emotional. I mean, these words could fit, but they're not the word I'm looking for. Attractive? I guess I'm going to use the word attractive because I can't think of the freaking word I mean to use. My attention is to them. Zhang Qing, her whole thing, that is the impetus of his story to me. What goes on with her and, how it ends with her vanishing and crying and everything like that. I think this past Lin Ling is the best one so far because she has a story with a mystery involved in it. One that implies something's up with the heroes and they're apparently no caring about what goes on around them. And I would say it only stands up against Lin Ling's story because his story is the initial story that gets us into the world. And Lin Ling's story is not bad. I miss Miss J. I need more Miss J. Off the top of my head, though, I don't really have much to say here because this is, again, our introduction to this character. And I'm assuming we'll get, 3 more episodes with her. So I would like to see what happens more before I start speculating what's going to happen. Because otherwise, we're here at a cliffhanger. And we know that she gets to at least the concert. We don't know if she's happy at the concert or if everything's going good for her at the concert. But we know she at least gets there. So, I guess until then, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Because again, I'm going to have everything in the notes for next time. So until then, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions. And we will catch you again next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?